Nick Krauser here for the Womanizers Bible podcast number 7. Right then, today's subject is bouncebacks, or more correctly, bouncebacks done right. So what I try to do on this Womanizers Bible series is I'm trying to focus on the more advanced game, the more meta game, the more highfalutin mental masturbation stuff. So this podcast is actually going to be quite practical, but I'm going to try my best to make it as impractical as possible and more mental masturbation. Actually, that's a lie. It's going to be quite practical. So first of all, let's talk about bounce back. What is a bounce back? It's very simple. It just means meeting a girl, taking her on an eye date, and then getting her into your apartment, or indeed her apartment. So the bounce back, bounce just comes from mystery method term to change venue, back obviously back to your apartment. So the big thing here is a bounce back is not a lay. It is not a same day lay. Of course, it's a necessary step in a same day lay, but of course once you're actually in the bedroom you might get LMR and you might not fuck the girl. You know, she might run out screaming or whatever, but that doesn't invalidate that it was an actual bounce back. It's still pretty much an epic win, right? Any intermediate day gamers out there, you all know what it's like, right? Like getting a girl home doesn't mean you fuck her, but it's one hell of an achievement, and it's exhilarating, right? It's almost as exhilarating as the same day lay itself. So that's what a bounce back is. I also now want to distinguish between a genuine bounce back and a fake bounce back. I know a few day gamers out there who do a lot of fake bounce backs, normally for the benefit of YouTube and smoke and mirrors. So I'll tell you now, it's really easy to get a girl home if she doesn't think you're trying to fuck her. Right? That's a fake bounce back, is you essentially hide your sexual intent, or you pretend to be gay, or you do some weird bullshit to get her home, like, look, we're only going in for a minute so I can charge my phone, and you manage to get her into the apartment with the camera running. You like run around saying, look at me, same day lay, when it was nothing of the sort, right? It's in that sense, it's the equivalent of like a smoke and mirrors flaky number. So that's a fake bounce back. Be aware of them on YouTube, and hopefully by the end of this podcast you'll see the difference. But the thing about fake bounce backs is that they're quite easy to spot if you know what you're looking for, because the guy will be hiding his sexual intent and he won't actually escalate. What he'll do is he'll run loads of comfort, loads of rapport, no touching. You know, the girl's sitting in the cafe banging on about God knows what, but none of it's sexual. And then he'll do a really softball to get her home. You know, like, oh, I just got to check my phone, or yeah, let's watch dogs do backflips on YouTube or something. And she actually thinks she's just like chilling, right? So let's ignore that bullshit. That's crap. Let's talk about real bounce backs. What's a real bounce back? She knows what's going on and you're trying to fuck her and she knows this, and then it either works or it doesn't. So the reason I'm doing this now, I'm walking around Warsaw again, is I've actually been making some changes to my game this year. I've been trying to figure out what the next level is. Right, so Day Game Overkill released New Year's Eve, like 2014, right, so that's a few months ago. That represented the pinnacle of my 2014 game. Right, that's kind of the best I could do, you know, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but that's what I was doing. And the big thing I was doing there is I was number farming, right? That product is mostly about a number farm. So the reason for this, the reason I wasn't going for eye dates, I wasn't going for street kiss closes, I wasn't going for bounce backs, is that when you're number farming, you have to be very careful about how much time you spend in set, because you don't want to be sinking loads of time and momentum and vibe into girls who are going to turn out to be no, but you know, they enjoy the experience, so they keep milking you of time. So one of the big things I do in Overkill is there's a lot of examples of escalation in set, like verbal escalation, physical escalation, fractionated, and the purpose of that is to get the girl off the fence, right? You're covertly subcommunicating to the girl, look, I'm trying to fuck you here, how about it, pet? In a very subtle, also covert manner. So that was the point of Overkill, is let's just filter out so you get a load of numbers, as many strong numbers as you can, and don't waste your time on the girls that go forever. So that meant no eye dates. Now, I still subscribe to that in a number form. I think that is still the best way to do day game. If you show up in a new town and you want to get laid in a hurry, you basically have to run the raw numbers, which means number forming. However, I don't think it's entirely optimal, and I'll tell you what brought this to my mind. I put up a infield video, I don't know, it must have been a month ago now, maybe less. I don't know, time moves very strangely when you don't have a real job. So anyway, I put up this infield, and hang on, was that an IY? Right, one sec. I was going to talk to her, but she disappeared down some escalators, would have been weird. Anyway. Right, so talking about eye dates and number forming. So you want to carefully manage your time and vibe and energy in a number form, which means you've got to put enough slop into the top of the sausage machine in terms of raw approaches and numbers, so that when you crank the handle to see what comes out the other end, you've got enough to work with. But I put up this video, one of my overkill money shot videos, where I had a girl who was like really into me, really sexual, loads of electricity and sparkle, and I just took a number, right, for reasons I explained on my blog. But I was thinking to myself, well, if I'm not going to be recording infields for a while, I don't want to put myself in that position, right? Like, if I need to be able to jump onto my opportunities. So the thing I've been working on for the last, say, 3 weeks, and which I've got the subject here, is I've been deliberately going back to eye dates, and I've been deliberately trying for bounce backs. Now, I'm not trying to bounce back every girl, I'm not trying to eye date every girl. What I'm doing is I'm running my normal shtick on the girls, like the overkill shtick, and then I'm looking for key signals, and if this girl gives me those signals in set on the street, then I think, right, I'm going to try and bounce her back. So then I go for the eye date. And then on the eye date, there's a set of things I'll go into on this podcast, which I'm doing. And if she goes with those, I'll go for the bounce back. So what I'm trying to give you is the little micro steps, the little things that you put out there, and then how to read the response so you know how to make your decision. So let's talk about on the street. Now, the thing with bounce backs is you have to get a girl who's horny and available. It's really hard to bounce back a girl who isn't like just up for it, like physiologically at the right time of the month, and it's really hard to bounce back a girl who has other things to do in the day. She has a schedule that she doesn't want to break. Bouncing back good girls is not difficult, right? It's not like more difficult than slutty girls, right? It's got nothing to do with how chaste she is or how many partners she'd have, or a lot of it, like personality wise, it hasn't got a lot to do with that. I haven't really noticed a lot of difference in my ratios for bouncing back good innocent girls or bad girls. That doesn't seem to be relevant. What's relevant is what's the time of month, like what sort of mind is she in at the time you meet her, how much does she take a liking to you, and does she have anything else that she really needs to be doing that afternoon. So I guess that's the first thing, is don't think that you can't bounce back the good girls. I'll give you an example. I've had 5 bounce backs in the last 4 days here. Every one of them was a teenager, every one of them hot, and all but one of them was a good girl, and one of them was actually this 18-year-old girl who'd literally never kissed a man before. Like, I bounced her back within 2 hours, never kissed a man, obviously never had sex, never had an Englishman's hands on her tits or her hand on her dick, and yet she bounced back, right? So it's got nothing to do with good girl, bad girl. So let's talk about what you look for on the street. So do your normal open, your normal overkill pattern, fractionate, put the eyes on her, prod her belly, touch her shoulder, all those things I talk about in overkill, and look for the reaction. Now, the reactions you want to be getting are in her sub-communication and in the logical content of what she says. So let's talk about the logical content. The main one is you will probe her logistics. You'll say, what are you up to right now? Or, look, I'm obviously disturbing you. What is it you're doing? Right? Some sort of way of finding out what she's doing right now. And that answer, this is pretty obvious, right? She'll say something like, I'm just shopping, or, I'm like waiting for a train, or whatever it is. So you'll know from that answer, does she have a couple of hours to kill? A lot of girls do, so that's it. So tick that checkbox, right? If she says, I'm on my way to meet friends or something, you probably want to be thinking it's just going to be a number, you go that track. But anything which suggests she's got a nice, comfortable time window of a couple of hours, okay, she's probably going to allow herself to be distracted if she likes you. So tick the checkbox, start thinking bounce back. That's the main logical content. There's obviously other ones like disqualifiers, like if just, gives you the normal no girl things like boyfriend or whatever, but in that sense that makes no difference between bounce back and number, right? A no girl's a no girl. So look for that one thing. Does she have nothing better to do? Now you're also looking at the sub-communication. So what are you looking at there? The big one is eye mesmer. Now, if she eye-wise you before you open, that's normally a good sign. But the big one is she'll just crack wide open immediately. Now, she won't necessarily crack wide open in terms of speaking and helping out the conversation, but she'll just hook immediately, right? Momentum's killed right off the bat, often before you finish the opener. She'll often smile or eye sparkle before you finish the opener. You'll just know immediately, fuck me, this is a strong hook. Right, now, what that's telling you is two things. A, that you've caught at the right time, and B, that she just intrinsically likes you, right? Something in the DNA is matching there. So great, tick that checkbox, right? There's a lot of girls you'll open and there's just not a lot of sparkle there, right? There'll be IOIs, you'll know she likes you, but attraction and arousal are two different things, right? So if the girl is merely smiling and giving back and giving like fairly standard mild IOIs, you can still fuck her, but it's going to take some dates. But if the girl is just giving you this like crackling, firing energy, you can like feel your skin crawl, you can feel the like heat and the flame smoldering between you, the crackle of electricity, then you're thinking, woo, hang on, sexual state, bounce back. So you tick that checkbox. So you'll normally find that pretty early on, right? You'll see it in the eyes. And so then what you do, you start your physical tests. Now you'll notice she'll be very compliant with your physical tests, right? When you like grab her shoulder, grab her cheeks or poke her belly or whatever it is, you don't have to do a lot of them, but you'll notice that there isn't any kind of flinching or weirdness. It just seems really, really normal she takes it. Again, big sign to think of a bounce back. Tick the checkbox. Now, a much rarer one is she will touch you, like unbidden. She'll like rest her fingers briefly on your forearm or something, but that's very rare, so don't count on it. You don't need it. But if you get it, major tick. So now you'll be a few minutes into chatting to her on the street, and you'll be doing your normal fractionation, playfulness and stuff like that, and you drop in the question of what you're up to, you get the answer. So I don't think you really need any more than this. I think that's enough checkboxes, and you've got to be thinking, this is a hot lead, there is a certain window open here, let's jump on it, right? So if you watch this video of that girl in the shop, if I'll try and remember to link it on this video, if you watch it, you'll see she was doing that, right? She was letting me touch her, she was like immediate strong hook. She basically told me she didn't have that much to do because she was shopping, right? So that's a good set to look at. All the signals were there, right? That's why in a different scenario I would have tried to bounce that girl back. You'll see a different video on Overkill with a Russian girl, similar thing. That was just a delayed bounce back, but very similar things going on. So then what do? You do the normal eye date thing. It's like, look, I got a few minutes, I was going to have coffee, why don't you come join me, start walking me, right? That's just normal eye date technique, which everyone intermediate is aware of. So you start walking out, and at the beginning you're doing normal eye date game, right? You're just engaging her mind, chatting to her, meet in a, sit down in a public cafe in the middle of the sunshine or something, right? Nothing special there. Now what I generally try to do is sit where your seats are at right angles to each other rather than across the table, just to facilitate keynote, but it's not that important, right? Like don't freak out about that, but try to get it if you can. It just makes everything easier. So now where we're at, we're sitting down having coffee with the girl. Now the big beginner mistake here, an intermediate mistake, is to start losing the frame, right? You start thinking like, oh fucking hell, hang on, like do I try and same delay, do I try and like set the number down? It's easy to get lost in an eye date, because the difference between eye date and a day two is you're not coming to it fresh, right? A day two, you're coming fresh, it's in the evening, you already kind of know it's more on, whereas an eye date, you can just be wrapped up in your bubble a bit. So what we're going to do is throw out a few things over the course of the next 20 minutes or so, which will filter to find out, where she's at. Is she just going to be wasting your time, or is it as good as it looks? So how do you do that? Right, I start the questions game very, very early. Now, how good the conversation is determines how early, right? Like if she's opening up and talking a lot, I'll often like wait a while, but I will always do it. Often I just say, look, I'll start by saying, look, tell me a secret. Right, and then if she struggles to tell me one, I'll say, what song do you sing in the shower? But I'll start with a question, and then if she seems to like it, I'll say, look, tell you what, I got a good idea. Like let's play the questions game. And you take it sexual quite quickly, but mildly sexual, right? It's not like what's your sexual fantasy or anything like that. The questions I normally use is, I'll start off with something like, let's see, do you have a recurring dream? And then maybe my next one will be something like, do you ever think that you're a bad person? Hang on a sec, I'm going to talk to her. One sec. Excuse me. I hope you speak English. A little bit. Alright, okay, because I can't speak any Polish whatsoever. But I just thought you look very nice. You have this, your fashion is very strange, but it's kind of cute. And I'll tell you why. Your jacket is like of the material my grandfather wears.
I don't have any time.
You don't have time. You have like 10 seconds, then 9. My name's Nick.
Olena.
Olana. You're a Polish girl?
No, Ukrainian.
Ukraine?
From Ukraine, yes.
I know nothing about the Ukraine. In my mind, Ukraine girls, they are blonde hair, very tall,
No.
and too much makeup. Oh, and high heels. So you are not typical Ukraine.
Where are you from?
Here's a hint. There's a hint.
And what you doing in Poland, in Russia?
I'm a writer. I just, my laptop is my office. So I travel with my friends, I write. It's my first time in Warsaw. I've been here just a few days. How about you? You live here?
Study 2 years.
Study? What do you study?
Um,
Not fashion?
no. What eat and how much eat, about product, about...
Economics?
No, food.
Food? You study food?
No, I don't know.
The English word, yeah.
Dietetyka, dietolog, no?
I can't speak Ukrainian.
It's hospital, yes.
Hospitality?
Hospital and people who told you what kind food you can eat.
Nutrition?
Yes?
Nutrition?
I don't know.
Like healthy eating and good eating?
Yes.
Nutrition, you're studying nutrition?
Nutrition?
Nutrition. Okay, right. It's very colourful, by the way. This, look, it's like a rainbow. It's very nice. So, what do you think of English people? Do you have an image of us?
Nothing. I don't know, really.
Nothing at all. We are like, when you think of English people, do you think like Harry Potter? Or like David Beckham? Or Prince William? Sherlock Holmes?
I like Sherlock Holmes.
Very clever, isn't it? I read those stories when I was very young, and they had a very strong impression on my mind. I really
like
enjoyed
watch serials about Sherlock Holmes from London.
The new one, the BBC,
Yes.
with Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah. I heard there's a Russian Sherlock Holmes as well, and there's an American one.
I don't like Russian.
No, you're Ukraine, right? A little bit of rivalry. Yeah, there's an American one in New York, TV show Sherlock Holmes. But I prefer the English one because I'm English. Do you like Warsaw? Do you like this city?
But I live there 2 years and I don't have family, all family and friends in Ukraine, and I alone.
You're alone.
Oh yes.
You're like a little hamster who has escaped from the cage. Do you know what a hamster is? A hamster. How do I say it? It's a little animal with nice fur, big cheeks, and it runs on a wheel. Right? But sometimes the hamster escapes gets out of the cage into freedom and runs into the garden and is completely free. It can run everywhere. So maybe that's what you're like. You're a cute roommate. You're a cute little Ukrainian hamster. But you must be quite brave. Brave. Courage to come
I
here
understand.
by yourself. Were you nervous? Were you, when you first come to Warsaw alone, you were anxious, frightened? How do I say it?
Last two words I don't understand.
Okay. Where are you? Which are you from? Kiev, Lviv?
No,
Where?
Lviv.
Lviv. Okay. So, right, Lviv.
Yes.
You in Lviv. Your friends, your favorite cafe, your favorite restaurant, everything, right? Family. Then you. Warsaw. Nobody. Right? Alone. So, as you go and your suitcase, you're like, Warsaw. Were you like this, yeah? Anxious?
Yes.
That's what I thought. I love travel. I lived in Japan for 5 years. I went alone to Tokyo
Why alone? Why alone?
because I wanted to. I wanted the excitement, the adventure. I like adventure.
Why you have a wife,
No,
children?
no,
Why?
no. I don't want it. Maybe another time. No, I like adventure. Look, like pirate, right? That's what I want. Captain Jack Sparrow, say. I want to be like that. Pirate, adventure. Not wife, children.
No.
Wife and children, that's like, you know? Ball and chain, we say. How about you? Are you adventurous?
Adventurous?
You like adventure? You like new
Yes.
thing?
Yes, but I don't travel alone.
It's more dangerous for a girl.
I need a boyfriend, friends, don't alone.
Yeah, it's different.
No.
It's very different. I can imagine. But Poland is safe. This is okay. England is okay. Maybe Africa? No.
No.
Maybe Pakistan? No.
No.
But I think Europe is. So what do you do now? Are you shopping?
Yes.
Are you going to buy some shoes? Some
Shoes.
ice cream?
Shoes.
Oh my god. Typical girl. Typical girl.
No, now weather is warm and I don't have.
Summer shoes. Yeah. I have one. I'm a man, so I have one pair with me. This is the only shoes I have here. Boys are
Okay,
different.
really, I
Need
have
to go.
Have to go.
I
Need to
know.
go, and I need to learn English. And really, I been learned English because next year in university have a subject
Yeah.
subject in English, and I learned English in school 4 years ago.
Okay.
And it's very bad.
Your English is okay. I'll tell you what. I am not an English teacher. I'm very lazy and I'm very selfish. But I'll tell you what. Look, I think you're very pretty.
Thank
In a hamster kind of way with your little hamster cheeks. It's very cute. So I'll tell you what I can do. I would like to take you out for coffee another time. Would you like that?
Maybe connected in Facebook.
I have Facebook, but you have a number, yeah? Okay, hang on. Let me get it. Right, I'm back again. Completely lost my train of thought. So yeah, fancy that. A live demonstration of me trying to filter her. Not my greatest set, obviously, but you couldn't see the touching. There's a little bit of like cheeks when she's never been a hamster, you know, a little bit of belly prodding. But the main thing you saw, the logical content, was she started off with, look, I'm in a hurry, She calmed down a bit, and then she was like, look, I'm shopping, I want to get some shoes. And she basically excused herself, so that was just a number, right? No idea if it's a good number or a bad number, but that's all it was a number. I ran those little filters. There wasn't really you could probably hear from her voice, there wasn't arousal in it. It was just like attraction. There was the logistic barriers. There was that little bullshit about the English. So basically it just didn't have that sparkle or electricity or anything like that. So even if I could have I-dated her, it would have been pretty much a time sink, because there wouldn't have been a same day lay opportunity going on there. There wouldn't have been a bounce back opportunity. Or, well, there's games are not a science. It would have at least been a very low probability. It would have been an unwise allocation of my time to do so. So, right. So we're talking about the I-date. You're on an I-date with a girl, what are you looking for? So questions game, and put these questions in. So things like, how old were you when you first kissed a boy? I often say to a girl, look, are you okay with an impolite question? And then normally they're like, yeah. And they say, right, what colour underwear do you have on right now? You don't have to do many, just 3 or 4 sexual questions. If she takes them, giggles, answers, doesn't seem to get weirded out by it, then you can be thinking, right, okay, this arousal thing is working, that's good. So, then what? Well, I do the normal physical tests, which is, like grab her hand, have a look at her nails. I always ask them, what's the longest you had your hair? And then I watch what they do with their hair, because again, if there's arousal, they'll normally play with the hair and put it to full extension. If her hair's in a ponytail, what I might do is I might say, look, do you mind if I just take your ponytail out and see how your hair is? She'll allow that if there's a bounce back opportunity. You can maybe say to her, so what's the longest you had it? And then you maybe touch her hip or touch her back and say, have you had it down to here? And again, this is about the physical testing, which is signaling to her what you're about, subconsciously. She's getting the hang of that you're trying to fuck her, and also you're getting your compliance. Now, one that I've been adding in the last couple of weeks is prodding the girl. And now I always do this now on an I-date, every fucking time, because it seems to have that nice balance between being socially acceptable but also getting the message across. So what do I mean by prodding? When you're sitting next to her, just start with one finger, like your index finger, the end of your index finger, just lightly prod the side of her thigh. Like halfway down the thigh, not the arse, not too near the knee, but just prod her a couple of times, 3-4 times, just prod like a curious child, like a little toddler trying to prod a sleeping dog or something, like prod her a little bit. And then laugh and say, oh, sorry, I hope you don't mind me prodding you. I'm like a little boy sometimes. And again, a positive response will be she giggles, laughs, doesn't mind, right? Obviously, negative response is she tries to stop you doing it or flinches or something. So that works. You can roll off a bit, do the normal verbal, and then normally just prod her again. Mix that in with your normal kind of easy sort of lightly touching her thigh occasionally, touching her shoulder, all the standard stuff I talk about in mastery and overkill. Do those, but add the prodding in. And then normally what I do within half an hour, I will have made my mind up. I've got a pretty good idea what's going on, if it's going to happen. So then what I do is I normally do one more bounce. I bounce her from the coffee to the bar. I'll say to her, and again, this can be the middle of the day. It doesn't have to be like a dark bar or anything like that. Just preferably, it can be like 20 meters down the road, and they sell beer. That's all you need. So I'll say to her something like, look, tell you what, I am really in the mood for beer. Don't tell my mum. I know it's very early. Oh yeah, that's another one I always put in the whole, prod her a little bit and you'd be like, oh yeah, you do the one where you check out her legs or you check out her breasts or something. You look down at them, you say, oops, sorry, I was just checking you out, I apologise. Oh, hang on, that was an IOI. Hang on a minute. Excuse me. Hope you speak English.
Yes. Sure.
A little bit. Great. I can't speak any Polish whatsoever. Okay. But I have to say, what I noticed about you, you are walking like a ninja.
What does it mean?
You know what a ninja is? In Japan, they have the black costume. They have the mask and the samurai sword.
I know what are ninja, but I don't understand why I was.
It's very slow, and you were like this. It's very nice anyway. So I thought I'd say hello. My name's Nick. Anna. So I'm going to guess that you're not Polish.
I'm Polish.
You are? Okay.
I'm 100% Polish.
100% Polish.
Yes.
So that's more Polish than beer. Even more Polish than beer. I'm very English.
And where are you from exactly? London or?
From the north.
No.
I lived in London for a long time. I worked there. But my hometown is way up north, next to Scotland, where we have snow and wolves and bears and zombies. That last one was a lie. That last one was a lie. I don't know. Have you been to England?
Yes, I was twice near London, but first I was in Oxford.
Oxford.
Yes,
Harry Potter.
that's right.
It's a beautiful city. So why? Just studying or tourism?
When I was in England, I was studying, but now I'm after.
What? Sorry, after?
I'm after studies.
You've graduated.
Yes.
You're a big girl now. You have a job.
Yes.
You've
I
entered
do.
serious life.
Too much.
So did you like England though?
Yes. It's got very nice climate for me. I like English and people from England. They are very, very kind, and it's something what I like. You know how to respect each other, even if you are different.
Not when we've been drinking alcohol though. Then everything changes. Then we become like savages. But do you like Poland? Do you like this place?
I love. That's why I'm here, not
Yeah.
in England.
You're like a Warsaw girl? You were from Warsaw?
No, I'm from east part of Poland,
I don't know that one.
near Ukraine.
Okay. So what is that? Like Lublin, Poznan? I don't know the.
More to east, 100 kilometers far from Lublin.
Alright. Like a village. You're a village girl.
Yes.
Oh my god. Now, does that mean, as a village girl, that every day you eat potato and cabbage?
No.
How about, can you milk a cow? Do you know how to milk a cow?
No, my parents never had a cow.
I'm a city boy.
I'm village girl, but
Yeah? So when you came...
not very, very village.
So when you came to Warsaw, you were not frightened by the big buildings?
No.
You did not think Wi-Fi is magic?
No.
Oh, okay. Alright, so what do you think of English people's character? You said they are very tolerant.
Yes, and there you are more kind because when you walk and, for example, someone make you something like this, you stop and say sorry, excuse me. It's okay. It's very nice.
Do you think the stereotype is true about cups of tea? About drinking cups of tea all the time?
No.
I like cups of tea. There are no problems in the world which cannot be solved by drinking a cup of tea. After
That's
that,
true.
the whole world becomes better again.
Tea or coffee? It depends what you prefer.
Yeah, I drink coffee, but I prefer tea. So what are you doing now? You're shopping or something? I noticed you were just walking
I was
around.
looking for some shoes to running.
Some shoes to run in. Well, yep, those ones you certainly can't. Yeah, running. I heard there's a marathon this weekend.
Oh,
Like some vegan marathon in Warsaw or something.
I run only 10 kilometers, so the marathon is half marathon, 20 kilometers.
Yeah. So you run like in a park or like on a treadmill?
Just for being fit and healthy.
I run to the bus. If there's a bus, I run, you know. If the bar, for BS is last orders, I run.
So I like running to the court when I have a trial for 1 minute.
All right, okay. Well, look, tell you what, I'm actually just wandering around. I was going to sit down. I've been walking too much today. I'll tell you what, I'll tell you a secret, okay?
Oh, okay. I'm all ears.
Okay. I think you're pretty. And I would like to take you for coffee. Tell you what, why don't you do
I'm not surprised.
It wasn't a secret, was it? I tried to keep it a secret, but my face is too awkward, you know. So
Okay.
tell you what, let's get a coffee now for about 10 minutes, and then you can buy your shoes later. Would you like that?
What time is now?
20 past 8. 10 minutes, yeah? Oh, there's Costa, right? I think 3 Costas are small. I don't know. I've been here 1 week now. Hi there. I would like, do you have breakfast tea, like English
Yes.
breakfast tea? I'd like a cup of tea.
For here to go.
For here?
Czy to jest na zimno herbata?
Na ciebie.
Na ciepło, to nie. To dla mnie very white berry.
Duży, średni?
Średni.
Z bitą śmietaną?
Nie, bez.
Ciasto do kawy? Ciasto? 29.
No, I'm a man, I don't eat cake.
Na miejscu?
Tak.
Why don't you go take a seat and I'll bring over the packages. Here we go. Well, let's dip into the photo.
You came here. Poland.
Oh, just no reason.
Just curious.
Yeah, I'd never been before, so I decided to give it a try. I travel a lot, so but I never really explored Poland.
You have friends from Poland?
Nope, none at all.
Oh, you're from England and you have no friend from Poland?
Well, Polish people are crazy, aren't they?
Are they? Really?
They're all alcoholics and crazy people, so I was very frightened of Polish people.
Oh.
My mum told me, she said, Nick, when I told her I'm going to Warsaw, my mum said, be very careful of the Polish girls. She said 3 things. She said they're all very pretty, that they are very good at cooking, but they're all crazy. That's what she said. And I said, yes, mum, I'm a good boy, I will be very careful.
And she's very, very smart mom.
Oh my god, now I'm frightened. Look at this. What do you think of Englishmen? Who do you think is the sexiest Englishman? I mean, not including me, obviously. Someone famous.
Are you?
No, I'm not famous. Nobody knows me. Except my friends, obviously.
Now I know.
There you go. Go on, who's the sexy Englishman? Like David Beckham, Harry Potter, who?
Yes, Harry Potter. I don't know. Beckham is 100% English.
Yeah.
Open.
Well, I should tell you, I am very lazy, I'm very selfish, I'm very greedy. The only thing I have is my good looks. And I'm very shy. How long is your hair? Let me see. Let me see. Oh, it's very thick. Your hair is very thick. So when you take off the ponytail, okay?
We can
Yeah, show me.
check.
Do my hairdresser spin. Oh, that's nice. I like thick hair. It's like, you know what it makes me think of? I'll show you what it makes me think of. I like it. It's nice. Let me find it. There was an image came to my mind.
You had this?
No, I am not, as you can see from my hair.
Oh. Important is that the tell that the shoes maker is working without shoes. So
Oh, okay.
same with your hair.
Alright, I see, yeah, because I shave it. Right, when I saw you with your hair down, this is the first image in my mind. King Charles Spaniel.
Oh, so cute.
Look at his hair, look at his hair, look at his lace hair. So there you go. So tell me, because I don't know you, right? We just met. So tell me a secret.
I have no secret. Boring person.
Everybody has secrets.
I have no secret. I am the person who is keeping secrets from others.
Okay. But maybe you sing in the shower and you don't tell people, or maybe when you're in the cafe you have a book, you know, like Harry Potter, but then inside the book you have another book, 50 Shades of Grey, and you're like, and that's your secret, right?
I have read the both of this book,
Which one is better?
Harry Potter. Much more better. Much more interesting. And movies also.
What, the 50 Shades of Grey movie you watched? I haven't seen it. I read some of the book,
Don't even try.
but the book's movie's really bad, is it?
It's really, it is a time.
I'll tell you my theory. This is a theory that a girl told me who likes 50 Shades of Grey. Right? She told me the reason the book is popular, even though the writing is low quality, right? It's not a good writing, is that the author understands the dominance fantasy very well. So it's like extreme. So you have the woman is extreme innocent. She's very young. She's literally a virgin. Very naive. The man is like the extreme black. He's like super rich, super good looking, super powerful, much older. So it's like the extreme. It's ironic. There are no shades of grey. It's black and white, right? But that allows the extreme fantasy of dominance. Right? But then she told me she hated the movie because the movie takes the innocent girl and makes her more aggressive, and it takes the dominant man and makes him less dominant. So instead of being like this, it's like this. So it removes the energy of the book. So she said it was really bad.
I agree with your thought.
But I've never seen it, so I don't know. It's not my type of movie. I only like movies with Bruce Willis, Arnold Schwarzenegger, or Sylvester Stallone.
So Pedro Almodovar is not yours.
Tie Me Up, Tie Me Down is a good movie with Penelope Cruz. That was good. Well, I'm not a Leo then. I'm very childish. I like to prod like this. You don't mind if I prod you, do you? I'm like a little boy prodding. Tell
Can
me.
I do the same?
Oh, I'm ticklish. I'm very ticklish. I've got an idea. Let's play a game. It's very simple. Questions.
And answers.
So 2 rules. Rule number 1, you can ask anything. Polite, impolite, easy, difficult, anything. Rule number 2, the answer must be either 100% true or no answer. But it cannot be half true. So you can ask me the first question.
Oh my god, last time I played this game when I was in high school.
It's still fun now.
It was so so long time ago. I'm a lawyer and I'm not sure that I can tell you the truth.
Oh, you're going to client-attorney privilege. It's a protected communication. Go on, ask me a question.
What are you doing usually? What is your job?
I like to do always. Question for you. So I was just checking out your legs, I apologise. I'm a gentleman until 9 p.m. I'll keep my eyes up here. Okay,
And what is after 9?
that'll be your next question perhaps, but I don't need to answer that right now. Okay, so my question for you. Which part of your body is your favourite?
Oh, it's obvious. My breast, my feet.
Obvious, I didn't look. I was trying not to.
They're very, very nice in touch. I love.
Okay. I don't really know what to say about that.
I very care about my
Yeah.
breast.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, your question.
So, what will happen after 9?
After 9, I will suggest we go to a bar in that direction for a small drink of beer, and then I will flirt with you. Maybe I will tell some jokes. Maybe I'll do a little bit of gentle touching, and I will try to seduce you. But that's a secret.
You can always try. We'll see what will happen.
Okay, but don't tell my mum,
Never.
because my mum told me about Polish girls. So
And
I
she
promised,
was right.
I promised her that I would not talk to Polish girls. Right, my question for you. What is your favourite part of a man's body, but not the obvious? I'm not going to drink any more tea, or I'll need to go to the toilet like 20 times.
The spirit of things.
It's nice though. Let's take that with you. Let's go for a walk. Do you ever think? Do you ever think you are a bad person?
I am.
Oh, you just know you're a bad person. Okay. Very open. All right then, back again. So after that rather long interlude, I don't know how much of that audio I will have put up by the time you're listening to this. I've got no idea what the audio quality was or how interesting it was. But what I was doing there is I just saw a girl who looked like she might be bounceable. So did the set. You'll see I put assuming you could hear it, you'll see I did these little like tests to see where she was at. She seemed to pass them. So I thought, right, let's get a coffee. On the coffee, I was doing my like prodding, my questions game, touching her hair, her hands, all that sort of stuff. Hopefully it was clear from the audio. If not, I will have snipped it out. Then I go quite fourth wall on her, saying that I'm like a gentleman till 9, and this was at like 9:15, and then she says, oh, like, what about afterwards? What happens then? So I just went fourth wall, said, look, then I'll suggest we'll go and have a beer, and then I try to seduce you type thing. And she was like, oh, well, we will see what happens. So it's pretty obvious, it was very on, but as we were walking from the cafe to my place at about, 9:10, I don't know if she had cold feet or it was always her idea, but she was like, look, it's cold, I want to go home and change, let's meet in an hour. And have a wine in Chmelnya, which is next to my house. So I don't know, maybe it's the same day later, I have no idea, but we shall see. The main thing was I was trying to demonstrate the filtering, right? Not just how do you create the mood, but also the filtering. So to recap, you should be about half an hour into the eye date, and you've done all these things, and you know it's going to be on. So then what you're really looking to do is go to the cafe to get the next place to get the beer. It's Bounce. I'll normally just buy a half or like a whiskey or something. I don't want them to be drinking too much or staying too long, because this can all happen very fast. You can bounce a girl back between an hour and 2 hours. Really, you get some nice momentum if you do it correctly, and then it'll just normally be a simple extraction similar to what you do on the date. I rarely kiss them on a eye date if I'm doing the bounce back. That's pretty rare. I rely on the keynote and the eye contact and the questions game to get the message across. But I tend not to try and kiss them because it's the middle of the afternoon, it's in the street, it's public. It just seems a bit weird, and you don't have to. They know what's going on. So then, yeah, normally I'll be something like, all right, let's go back to mine. I want to charge my phone if I think it's not that strong, or I might just say, look, let's get a couple of beers and go in, or let's get a bottle of wine, or my internet's not very good. Let's go and watch YouTube on my laptop. It doesn't really matter, any old pretext, and then she'll probably follow you up. Then it's just the standard bedroom escalation. You just chill out, leave her alone for a bit, go to the bathroom, clean your teeth or something, put some music on, get her to sit next to you on the sofa. She doesn't have to be touching you at this point. Just calm her down for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then pull her in a little bit so she's like thigh against thigh, calm her down a bit more, and then, go for the kiss and see what you can do. So that's bounce back. Hopefully that gives you some little cues, little things you can do, little things you can look for to find out where you're at, to crucially identify if this girl is going to be a high percentage player for bounce back. Because, it's not worth trying to bounce back girls who aren't into you, aren't up for it, right? Because then you waste time. But by the same token, you don't want to be taking the number of a girl who's really up for it, right? Of course, if you're number forming, yes, but what I'm trying to do this year is jump more on these bounce backs. I want to find that sweet spot, right, where it's not about making the decision more eye dates or less eye dates. It's just making the right decision for the right eye dates. And that's going to depend on where the girl's at. So that was Womanizers Bible podcast number 7 on how to do good bounce backs.